Right, so we'll start from Charlotte's point of view. So when you left us to deal with your computer problems, you were in the marketplace where things weren't necessarily peaceful, but everything present was, shall we say, alive, and it was unchaotic. I think that's probably the best word to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And now, this is what's happened.
What? What? How many werewolves is that?
A few. There's also a griffin.
Why is there a griffin, guys? Why is there two?
There's also an earth elemental.
So for clarity, how many wolves are on screen? How many dead wolves are on screen right now?
Okay, so we did write it down. So there were 11 werewolves, 1 alpha werewolf, a griffin, 2 cockatrices, 1 cannibalistic rabbit, a hyena, a water elemental, a water weird, a giant constrictor snake, an earth elemental, and a creeper.
I forgot about the creeper.
Hang on. Hang on. Creeper is in
Minecraft.
Like those.
Can someone send this list into a chat for me?
Probably.
I actually wrote 112 werewolves instead of 11.
Also
Okay.
close.
There's also 4 Tom Hollands as well.
Oh yeah. Forgot about Tom Holland too.
Okay, so you've caused some chaos.
Yes,
And I have no barrel.
yes, yes, the barrel is dead.
What? No.
And 2 of the shops have been destroyed, and 3 of the 4 fast food places are now on fire. And and you guys managed to save the KFC one.
And they stole a cauldron.
Oh yeah, and they've stolen a metal cauldron to replace their barrel with.
I want to say 2 things. I'm disappointed, but also so proud.
Okay, where does the disappointment come from?
Because no
That
friends
you've
died.
burned, that you've possibly killed some people. I didn't deserve it.
We didn't check.
Yeah, that's the bit I'm concerned about right now. I'm totally upset that you. I'm not actually surprised, but come on, guys, morals.
I hadn't even thought about checking until you were here.
Well, that really says a lot about who I am, doesn't it?
Moral compass.
And I'm proud that you were able to achieve so much.
I love that she didn't say anything about the size of the alpha werewolf as well.
That is massive. That is terrifying.
If it's to scale, it's 9 of me.
In
And I
hell.
am not small.
No, you're not. Oh my god. How many times did people go down?
I don't think anybody went down, actually.
Surprisingly none.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
I get
very
rid of my disappointed. I'm proud.
How didn't we go down?
Because the Minecraft creeper went boom.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
the
yeah.
creeper went boom.
And then
Yeah.
I kept casting the thingy so it couldn't regenerate any health.
yes, a lumber basically planted some beans that then turned into a line of frogs. The werewolf charged into said frogs, one of them turned into a creeper, which promptly exploded, triggering off the other frogs. But more werewolves then turned up, and everyone just lampooned on the big guy. while Frank ran off into a corner and started banging on one of the other werewolves. And all of the animals just freaked out and started attacking everybody as well.
What happened to the snake?
He ran away.
Okay.
Right, so now there's just a giant constrictor somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfectly
Also-
normal.
Also not something I really realised or remembered.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought that up.
But on the plus side, everybody is alive.
Yes.
Yes.
And nobody had any panic attacks while it was going on too.
Also
No,
true.
I'm not turning it on. I turned it off because you are supposed to be asleep.
And no nudist parades were involved either.
I'm sorry that your sister woke you up.
Well, I'm excited to deal with this chaos.
Well, you've all of the experience has already been added, so you don't need to worry about that. But when we left, you were basically tending to Tordum's injuries.
Okay.
You've basically managed to heal her, but you've noticed that the injury to her arm hasn't actually healed, even though that she herself is healed.
Okay.
There's some sort of infection going on in her arm.
Do I know what caused?
Give me a medicine check.
God. Okay. Come on, dice, don't fail me.
Dice don't fail me now.
17.
Right, and that one was that?
No, 7.
I heard one.
Okay, so you don't necessarily know what the infection is, but you do know that this isn't like just a normal injury or poison or anything like that. This is a curse of some sort.
Oh no. I'm gonna go up to.
Is this the first time we've been cursed?
I got minorly cursed almost into a Wendigo. Where's Kashan? Where's the grown up of this?
He's teabagging the werewolf. Yeah, the headless corpse of the alpha werewolf.
I wasn't skinning creatures.
I'm gonna walk up to you. Oh, hi Frank.
She's cuddling.
Hello, darling. I've missed you.
And I'm gonna go, Kashan.
Why are we whispering? Ooh, is it naughty, darling?
No, Frank. Go away for just a second. Go say hi to Tordum.
All right, darling.
I'm
Hello.
just gonna stand there and wave.
Hello, Tordum. I'm behind you.
I'll bite you. Not in a nice way either.
Mm-hmm.
Look what I found, and I'm just gonna start showing him random things from my pockets that I just picked up.
Oh, how phallic, darling.
I'm just gonna hit him over the head with a stick. I will leave them to have conversation. I'm going to shut the other child up.
Okay, so what's Maria saying to Kashan?
Kashan. So I've healed Tordum, and she's fine. Everything's good, other than one bit. She seems to have a wound that isn't healing fully and might be cursed. And I can't say the word.
Lichen. Just call them lichens.
Lichen is that a
Lycanthropy?
yes? Thank you. Is that a curse? Just connecting dots, perhaps.
I'll be honest, I don't know. On the plus side, we do have a werewolf bedroom that we could talk to you about.
Yes, probably not right now, considering there's quite a few dead ones in front of us.
1 or 2?
Or 11.
12, technically.
11. 2 and 9.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go back over to Tordum, and I'm just going to wrap a bandage around the arm.
Okay. Right, so Alumba, what are you doing with Frank now that he's finished teabagging the werewolf?
I That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, as long as he stops doing that, just get him to stay with us.
Okay, and Onyx, what are you doing?
Sorry about that. I'm just gonna be like trying to see if there's like anyone like out and about that's not a werewolf and is kind of like looking around panicked or anything, just to make sure that like no one's out being a little bit stupid, considering some buildings did get burned down and stuff.
Okay, give me perception then, please.
Awesome. Where's perception? How good am I at seeing things? Okay, not bad. Oh no, the dice said otherwise. That's a nat 1.
God, no! Sorry, I forgot.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
so aside from the Tom Hollands who have been continuously dancing over the course of this entire endeavour, like literally non-stop, so their feet are starting to bleed and like they're looking really haggard. But you can't see anybody around.
Okay, that's great. Not my problem then. Do these guys eventually go, or like? Oh god, these poor things.
Well, they can go to someone, darling. You just need to pick who that person is. And before you say it, Henry Cavill is completely wish-proof. Trust me, I've tried.
Aw, damn it.
You know what? It's fine. I just, whatever.
You know, also kind of dumb.
Okay, so but one of you took so Kashan, you took the teeth, the claws, and the werewolf's head.
Also griffin feathers.
Yes, and griffin feathers. But so from what you can tell, like, over the sort of like half hour to an hour of which you're harvesting all of this, nothing comes at you out of the dark. There's no sort of sign that anything has really happened. And so after you sort of like do all of this and you regroup and talk about Torben's mangled arm, you start to see the flickering of sunrise off in the distance.
Can I take a snap of it as it goes pink?
Where like Instagram, you just go put out a phone and just do a selfie.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know.
And so Frank then appears behind you and just wraps his arms around you. Hold still, darling.
Fine.
Okay. So what would you guys like to do?
How long do we need to stay out for? Surely until the sun's fully risen? Just for safety, maybe?
Yes, did you just well wait longer?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe check the buildings?
Also possible.
I feel like Onyx might agree.
I could search.
Yeah, just have a look at the destroyed buildings. See if there's anyone in
Or out.
or
So we can
out.
steal stuff.
No, so
mean, what?
we can make sure they're not dead and help them get a new home.
That too.
Okay, so which building do you want to investigate?
I will go down and investigate the one that I think I was the one that set on fire, which is, I'm pretty sure, the bottom one. I think it's this one. I think.
No, Torben set fire to that one.
I can't quite remember. I set something on fire. Maybe it was the stand.
It was the top one, I think.
Yeah, I'll go investigate that.
Okay, so it's blazing fully and very heartily to the point that it's sort of setting off a beacon everywhere. But over the course of your investigations, the fire dwindled somewhat because I think Marilla did try casting mending and managed to screw the door back on.
Yay! I helped, guys.
True.
Alright, so give me investigation, please.
That is 14 on investigation.
Alright, so from what you can tell, the building itself was empty, however everything inside it is now sort of like ruined and on fire, so this building is not salvageable.
Yeah, that tracks.
Okay, does anyone else want to do anything?
Was that one of the fast food places or one of like an actual building?
The square ones are the buildings, and then the round ones are the fast food tents.
Okay, I'm gonna have to fly around and have a look at things because everything is still very dark for me. I will go check out one of the buildings.
Alright.
I don't know which ones are the ones on fire.
The ones at the bottom.
Yeah, the ones that have scribbles on it, all over them.
Okay, I'll go to the bottom right one.
Okay, investigation, please.
Okay, please do not screw me over the dice. This is... You'll never believe what I just rolled.
Now 20?
No, quite the opposite.
Now 19?
No,
One.
natural one. What's a 2?
Yay.
Oh my god.
Marilla sees that the building is actually not on fire.
I am disgusted at these dice. This is also going to go to the dice trail.
She's running out of die.
I've got 3 dice left, like 3 d20s left.
Oh damn. You're not having a great night.
No, I've got like 8 in a dice jail at the moment.
Just imagine all of the people who are like doing first edition and stuff, and it's like, why do they have so many d20s? It wasn't like that in our day. Okay, so in your expert opinion, with architecture and
Yes.
and all that, you can tell 100% that this building is in fact square and on fire.
I'm just going to be like, guys, it's on fire. And then sort of just like nod to myself and like,
Shall I touch it?
just I care, and like as I'm looking, like just touch it, and that's probably how I figure out it's on fire. Like, yeah, guys, it's on fire. It's hot. Don't touch it, guys.
Okay, so this building is just like completely up in flames. The roof has collapsed inwards and all that. You're fairly sure that there's no way to save this building at all. You can't even get like inside it. It's just like a complete bonfire. And in fact, it's an inferno so great that it will go on to inspire movies and stuff. Like, if this building was a skyscraper, this would be a towering inferno. My daughter just hit me. I think I deserved it.
Just please do not let us find out in like 5 minutes that like a whole family's died in there. I will actually cry.
And from inside, just hear his voice, "Mommy, Mommy."
No, no. Oh my god.
How you?
Kajan saw Azura and looked at the building and goes, huh, it's a weird rectangle. Can I investigate the other building?
Okay.
On that, I can't remember what happened yet. Lightning hit? No.
Yes, Alumba struck it with lightning.
Yes.
It was lightning.
So there's this big scorch mark from where Alumba was, right to the part of the building, and basically the building itself is still intact, aside from where the lining is hit, where the wall on both sides has just completely been blown through forwards. So there's just 2 giant holes in the wall. So this building is salvageable, but very clearly destroyed. And you can see the remains of what looks like to be 3 men. They're all huddled together exactly where the lightning hit.
No.
And on closer inspection, you can see that those people were in fact you.
Me? Wait, what?
So once I've got loads and loads of menus now because I've been spending all this time uploading all of the things that I did. And me, darling, as Frank. Yep, crap. Another Frank. And then I don't have the thing for it because unfortunately Hero Forge broke down, but a Frank version of you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to need you to hit this again with lightning.
Oh, darling, allow us to introduce you to Frank Crimbenscale.
No. Frank, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Bum, 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 bum.
No, if you insist, darling. It was fun while it lasted.
Frank, if that thing ever comes out again, I'm going to take it to your holding, but it might be at a holding and kill us all.
Well, there's no need for threats, darling. At least if you're going to threaten something, make it fun.
Nope. No.
Okay, so at this point the sun is very much in the sky, so you're now able to, you're basically all in sunlight. I won't turn off dynamic lighting because I doubt you'll be back to this map again, but it's basically safe for you to do whatever you want to do now.
Should we head back to the other base? Problem seems to be almost the pressing concern, right?
Yeah, Torben's having a little bit of a panic, because she doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah, let's get back and get this assessed.
Alright, so you gotta go back to the Alpha base.
No one.
So what was that, Charlotte?
And report that we killed no innocent people. For once.
So you're going back to the Alpha base then?
That we have to report it is an issue in itself, really, isn't it?
Oh god, it is, isn't it?
Alright, so you guys have, you come back to the Alpha base, and you seem to arrive quite coincidentally at the same time that Jen and Stick do. But the two of them are looking like they've been through the wars, but they're intact, but basically just looking exhausted. But Jen is a little bit more bloodstained than Stick, but you can see Stick's completely run out of arrows, and his armor is splattered with blood, and in a couple of cases it's rent from like massive impacts, so it's all been dented inwards. You survived, and she notices the werewolf head that Kashan's carrying. Is that, dare I ask?
I figured group would be best.
Yeah, I suppose. Go on inside before someone sees you. And so they have to wait a moment, because basically where the house is, the sun hasn't quite hit it, but the moment it does, there's a shimmering effect, and then the shield that Clarissa put up over the house parts somewhat so that you can get into the front door. So you all pile inside, and put Jen stick go on ahead, and so from the hallway you can hear George's voice. Master Padwin, come back here this instant.
Mm-hmm.
You just hear Jen goes, oh, why is he up this early?
I'm very eagerly around the corner to find out what exactly Padwin is right now.
Okay, so rolling towards you, corner over corner, is a gelatinous cube.
Again.
Are you back to a cube again now, are you, Padwin?
Yes. I go squish, and I wibble, and I wobble. Use all wibbles and wobbles.
How exactly do you talk as a gelatinous cube?
With my jelly mouth. And so he open, and the cube just sort of like parts somewhat. And so he looks a little bit like, those paper things that you can...
Fortune teller.
Yeah, fortune teller things. Did you bring me a present?
Can I give him a spoon?
Not this time.
Ooh, what's that?
Give him a spoon.
He's looking at the head. Well, at least you assume he's looking at his head, at the head, because he doesn't have eyes. What's this? What's this? And you see George running, sort of walking very dignified over, and he just sort of, he's got this very, very thick glove on, and he just scoops Padwin the cube up, and says, Master Padwin, it's time for bath time. But I don't want bath time. It's morning time. You don't have bath time in the mornings. You do if you're a cube of jelly, Master Padwin. No! And Padwin sort of rolls away, and turns into... 29. Oh. Okay, I wasn't able to do the creature ones, but oops. And he turns into a hunter shark. He's just sort of like flopping on the floor.
Can we just sort of catapult him into the bathtub so he doesn't, like, die of the oxygen, please?
Sure. So you can either catapult him, or someone could just pick him up and dunk him.
Catapult. Cast catapult.
Okay. Bear in mind that the door to the bathroom is technically closed.
Can I make an acrobatics check to try and open the door in time for it to not splat Padwin?
Okay, sure. George rapidly steps out of the way.
Can I bless? No, wait. Oh, it doesn't add to skill checks. Hang on. Is it a saving throw or an acrobatics check?
It's I'll say a dexterity saving throw.
Bless. You get to add a d4.
David?
So I got 16.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. As you managed to kick the door open, as Padwin just sails through as a shark. Whee! He lands in the bathtub, which doesn't have any water in it yet.
I'm just going to point at George and point at the bathtub.
Very well, I shall commence with the filling of the bath. And he goes inside. Well, that was something. Might as well bring that through. But exactly how big was that thing?
In a scale of squares, 9 of me.
It's a very specific and clearly referenced metric system you're using. I appreciate that.
I mean, what? Large.
I'm assuming you're following her into the lounge area.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put the thing down on like one of these desks over here. I take it to the kitchen, but I feel that Padman is eating and turn into a werewolf.
I'm assuming sticks at a kitchen counter.
He's sort of sitting by the altar.
Okay, I don't want to go there then. I'm going to go raid the kitchen.
If you want. Okay, so Lumber and Onyx, what are you two doing?
Not playing.
Just gonna follow where the masses are and just chill and rest up as much as I can after that endeavour.
Do you need healing at all?
I think I'm actually okay. I managed to get up onto a building, so I think I'm pretty okay. Thank you, though.
Funny thing is, I can see Raider and on having this conversation.
Lumber, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, nothing of particular interest apart from maybe scolding Frank for his behaviour
I
of
found the
late.
food.
But I don't think that'll get me anywhere, so. Yeah, no, I'm just going to mince apart.
So you're just staying in the corridor with Frank?
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. I will just sit in the corridor with Frank, yeah. Time out. But I have to observe him.
Okay, so as you guys come to the lounge, you can see that Connor was asleep on the couch. And he wakes up as Jen goes past and is like, and he looks up at her and you can see he's looking a bit disappointed that it's her. And but she then just gives him his aspirated look and was like, could you be more obvious? She's not back yet. He's like, oh, right, okay. The tattoo artist is still there, but she appears to be in a trance, so she's not really responding to anybody.
Where are the wolves and the tiger?
They might have got themselves in a big hole.
Oh, don't worry.
Doing that through
Oh, yeah.
eating food at the door.
Oh, don't worry, they'll be back. But they'll wait a while, just in case they don't get any last minute urges. Okay, so what are you guys going to do now that you're here?
Eat.
Okay. So Torden's eating. What are the rest of you doing? Guys?
Yes. Honestly, maybe sleep after staying up.
Yeah, I think
basically.
that-
Sleep's the best option.
Okay, so but as you start, I basically see this all happens over the course of your long rest. But so as you guys sort of settle in, start taking off your armor and getting yourselves cleaned, you can hear a sort of shimmering from outside, and Liam, I'm going to have to assume that you've moved.
I can, if that's more convenient.
Might be because you're technically blocking the corridor to the Alpha base
Yeah,
now.
okay, let me come in then.
Are you bringing Frank with you?
Yes, Frank, come in.
Okay, so you hear a shimmering effect, and Clarissa and Jason come through, and you can hear the sounds of something struggling as they are coming through the corridor. Guys?
Okay, how long into a longer rest are we?
This is just an hour or so.
Okay.
You'll still get your long rest bonus regardless of what
Yeah.
you do.
I'll go and have a look. I'll just peek around the corner of the corridor.
Anyone want to go with her?
Anyone for you?
I summoned Frank to assist.
Oh,
Am I going along as well?
please.
Okay, I'll stay.
Just hold Frank's hand for me.
Oh god.
I hold Frank's hand.
Wait, hold on. Wrong Frank.
Oh no.
That's not my hand, darling.
I let go,
Yeah.
almost swear, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to need a long bath after that.
Oh my god.
David, are you going with them?
David isn't here. I think you put be right back in the chat thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you can see that Clarissa and Jason aren't alone. They have a third person with them, and they're basically dragging them by their arms, and they've got a sort of sack over the person's head. And you can see that they bound their arms, and they're basically dragging them down the corridor.
Is this a norm for this place or?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't. I'm asking like, is it?
Oh.
So they get to pick you guys, and oh, good. Oh, good you're here. We met a friend of yours. He pulls off the hood.
Hey DM, can you quickly remind us who that is? Because we 100% remember, but
Okay. If everybody bar Onyx wants to give history check.
it's not a 1. I'll take it.
It's a 2, isn't it?
4, actually.
Oh, even
Which
better.
brings me to an 8.
I have returned.
At 12 at least.
Can I get a history check from you, David?
History. 19.
I'll say that they draw them into the main area, so you guys can come back in. So Jason and Clarissa have basically brought somebody with them, who's got their hands bound and a sack over their head.
Oh my god.
And Jason basically says, "We met. Good. It's good that you guys are here. We met a friend of yours." He pulls off the hood. And you may remember from your many combats, it's the snail guy.
What?
This is a recurring nightmare that we have. I honestly thought the.
I'm very concerned with the words recurring nightmare now.
Yeah, honestly, I assumed that these guys were to do with the water bit, but I guess not. I need to find my notes.
So the guy is basically looking around, and Trin, for your benefit, this is basically a Goliath who had wearing a helmet just like this guy, and basically clad in sort of like a leather cloth armor. And this guy is weaponless, but you can see that on like his back and on his kit he had a lot of weapons. But he's looking around with a sort of frenzy, and you can see that his eyes are a very rich yellow, very much like Scott's were.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so was he a werewolf?
Looks like, but well, we cast Moonbeam on him to just because we could, and we recognised him, so we thought it would be nice to bring him with us so you could say hello.
I can't.
But enough on that later. We'll sort him out and get cleaned up, and once everyone's here, then we'll figure out what to do with him. Sorry, one sec. Will you turn that off?
Somebody should probably keep an eye on him.
Are you volunteering? just
Yeah,
That was a volunteer if I've ever heard one.
yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
okay. So okay, fine. All right. So over the course of the next long rest, unless Kashan, you want to do anything with your prisoner?
No, I'm just making sure he doesn't. I can't remember what exactly happened to the last one, but I'm sure he like burst into flames or something.
Right. So right, I'll give you the full story then, because you guys obviously remember, and I'll just do it for the sake of for Trin.
100%, yeah.
Right. So the
I
group.
have a note about like the drip, drip, drip. All the eyes.
Right, so these guys. But this guy is normally in a group of 4, and but the group first met them whenever they were trying to secure the bard Ethan, but from being accosted by thugs, and that was just a completely everyday events in terms of Dungeons and Dragons. But after they killed them, these guys then reappeared when, in the group's infinite mind, infinite wisdom, but they realised that Maria had never once left the temple in which she had been brought up, so they took her to a brothel.
Yeah.
These guys also turned up and they brutally murdered them.
Yeah.
Then, whenever they went to Aqua Veda and were going to be dealing and were told to clear out a bandit camp, these guys were there as well. Then when they got arrested and ended up in the prison of Aqua Veda, they found paladin versions of these guys. And ever since then, they haven't encountered them since. But every time that they've dealt with them, Kashan has used a special spear which Padwin gave him, and in doing so, they've worked out these guys are basically been batch created by somebody who can do that, and that they're basically overwriting the person who this actually is, and turning them into Goliaths of this guy. Once they've realised that, they could isolate the soul of that person and separate it from the Goliath, and in doing so, they've worked out that there's something with loads and loads of eyes, and who has the power to disintegrate, is holding their sort of like communal soul hostage, and is stopping and is basically churning out all of these Goliaths across the land.
Does he do every Sunday?
I think he does it on a Tuesday just to make things even more awkward.
Oh wow,
Pretty
what a
weird.
guy.
That's
Wow.
my running.
Tuesdays are becoming busy for us, Trin.
That's
I
my
tell.
running. I apologise if that causes any issue.
Oh, we'll figure something out, I'm sure.
Okay, so do you want to do anything with this guy while he's here?
Do you want to cast anything? I have a Sword of Truth prepared if you want to ask any questions.
I think we should try and isolate him again and see if the Alphas can help. Do you have any sort of
That's a good idea. I
insight?
would say we should probably fill them in on it.
Yeah.
Okay. After a good couple of hours, during which you guys start eating and etc., oops, wrong one. The door opens, and a wolf and a tiger come through into the lounge area and sit down to basically greet you. They don't say anything or anything like that, but they do. They basically just sit there looking expectant. Padwin's also in the room with George. Okay, so can I get perception checks from you, please?
Yes. Oh my god, that is the third natural one of this session. Mate.
Oh
The dice
my
are loving
God,
you. The
what
dice,
is
the
going
dice gods are
on?
loving you guys today.
I got 2.
Oh well, that's better.
See, this is what happens when you don't have any sessions.
Ah, we're sorry. We deserve this punishment.
This is true. God, I'm happy this is a roleplay session.
Right, on that matter, can I get you to roll initiative, please?
You know, I know you were joking, but I shit you not, that's my wasted natural 20.
No way. No.
Can we have combat, please? I'd like to still not.
Punch me.
I'd like to still not go first.
Right, so the thug breaks free and attacks you and dockers you through the wall. That's.
I would like to see him try. I will throw him back.
Okay, so sorry, what were your scores?
1. One is what I got.
I actually got 4 because my 2 was +2.
I am very not perceptive. I also add nothing to perception.
13. Lucky for some, lucky for others.
Trin?
I think, yes, I got 17.
Okay. So Trin and Marilla, aside from the others, notice that these two are completely drenched in blood. With Scott, it's a little bit harder to tell because he's jet black, but you can see that his fur is really sticky. With Casey, it's much easier to see because she does have white bits, and where she's orange, she's very, very red. So Padwin basically comes bounding over and saying, "Mommy!" and he starts licking the blood from her face.
Oh.
Lovely.
Okay.
So
I'm not here right now. Sorry.
that's why you're not particularly perceptive.
Yes, I can't see what's going on because I'm in the room.
So Jen comes over and is like, "Any problems?" And but Scott basically just looks up at her and sneezes. In doing so, what looks to be a squirrel tail comes out of his mouth.
No.
Nice.
Wait, what? Why? What?
Okay, go get washed. We got a lot of stuff to discuss. And Katie the tiger just lets out a really big yawn and gives Padwin a nuzzle. At which point the blood from her face transfers over onto Padwin's face. He's got this big red stain on his face now. And two of them go off into the bathroom. Does anyone want to do anything?
It was just squirrel, right? There wasn't any human or elven or anything blood, right?
That's why I asked. That Jen says. Well, when they come back and they transform back into humans, they can tell us.
Woo.
But anyway, down there, put off your breakfast. Okay, so after an hour, and this is a very long hour, but Casey eventually emerges, followed by Scott. But Scott basically just enters and he scoops up Padwin. Casey, on the other hand, marches straight through the lounge, sees Clarissa sitting next to Connor, sits next to Clarissa, and very much pulls Clarissa across the sofa towards her.
Oh, do we need to leave?
I've got so many things now. This was a really bad idea for me to put all the tokens on here. No, darling, don't worry. If we stay, then we can watch.
Turn around. around and face the wall.
Oh, okay.
Do you really?
Would you like me to pass my thanks to you, darling?
No, I'm just enjoying the paintwork.
Very well, darling. I'll stay right here, right where you want me. Okay, so the tattoo artist has come out of her trance now, and she's sitting on chairs over here. So Jen basically calls order and says to George, "Go keep an eye on our prisoner." So George comes in and basically relieves you, Kashan.
Sounds good.
And Scott's like, "Wait, what prisoner?" Like, we'll get to that. Might as well take a seat, but it looks like we might be here for a while. So Frank is basically just going to stand there, leaning against the wall with his butt poking out.
Pause.
I feel like I'm missing someone. No, I don't think so. Right, so Scott basically picks Padawan up and brings him over here. Where are you guys going to sit?
Oh, cross-leg on the floor.
Torden will basically just come over and curl up next to you.
I seem to have lost the seat that I normally take up, so this is well. This is
Onyx?
I'll just sit next to Charlotte's character.
So Scott's basically just holding coin, so...
Okay.
So, everyone made it then?
Yes.
Good. We didn't run into any trouble on our end. How about the rest of you? Any excitement?
Oh no, very mundane actually.
Oh, so there isn't your giant werewolf alpha head that's just sitting on the desk over there.
Oh, okay, yeah, apart from that.
How many did you kill?
A lot.
11, I think.
And Torn basically just holds our hands. So they put 11 and the alpha, and a griffin, and a creeper, and a hyena. Oh, what about the rest of you? And Jen basically says, "Well, we encountered an entire pack, but no alpha. What about you? What about you guys?" And there's and Clarissa basically says the same. We got an entire pack, and they seem to have ambushed a convoy on the north of the city. But other than that, everything was pretty mundane. But you guys faced an alpha. Well, an alpha werewolf, I should specify.
Yeah, he was a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they usually are. But this is a bit problematic because if there's an alpha, then well, things are going very wrong. We're clearly not doing our job properly. Because the point of us is to make sure that there are no alphas. Hence why we call ourselves that.
Well, we took care of that one.
The question is, are there any more?
I have to assume maybe.
There also might be a snake on the loose.
So Jen basically looks at you and is like, "Wait, what?"
Not my fault.
Wait, why is there a snake on the loose? What did I miss?
Beans.
Beams.
Beans, yes. That's all the info you need, right?
Padwin is then going to take this opportunity to turn into a snake.
Oh.
Well, was anybody hurt? Did anyone witness this?
My wasn't it, isn't it? I'm still pretty shocked from last encounter. I wasn't really fazed by the snake.
I see. Right, so, but everybody is intact. Nobody has any long-lasting concerns. Hint, hint.
Well, Torden got a little bit injured, and there might be something mildly wrong.
So Scott basically shimmies Padwin off his lap and comes and investigates. Padwin comes over and just like slithers over, and but by the time that he gets over here, he's like, "Oh, what's that?" And he sees Alumba's giant leg, and he starts twisting himself around that.
Nice.
So Scott basically just gives the arm once over and says, "Yep, she's been infected, but need to get this dealt with before the next full moon, otherwise it's incurable." Okay, so Natalie isn't here, but she has said that she wants to get this cured.
Yeah.
But so Scott basically just gives her once over and so it's been tidied up quite nicely. Simple remove curse should be able to fix this. At which point, Torden is basically just like, "Oh, right," and with that, she's then just going to cast remove curse on herself. But the only problem is, but in order to basically do the actions for this, she needs both hands, and so she can't cast remove curse on her hand. She'll need someone to help her on her end. So, Maria, do you have remove curse?
That is a question. Yes. However,
No.
maybe tomorrow I could do it.
Okay, so Torden is basically trying to cast remove curse, but it's not working with one hand. So she basically gives up and better be tomorrow then. First thing in the morning.
Yep. I will ensure I prepare remove curse tomorrow.
Would she
Okay.
go inside if she became a werewolf?
So Scott basically turns to you and says she will over the course of the next month, assuming that the infection takes hold. So Clarissa then speaks up and is like, "Well, what about our friend?" And Scott's like, "Friend? What's this? What are you talking about?"
I'm guessing insert villain of everything cool about this guy.
Oh wait, you found one? Like, yep. So, Padwin, go get George. So Padwin, who is sort of slithered up to Alumba's neck at this point, so okay. So he slithers down and starts slithering his way across to go get George. And he comes back. Guess what? Guess what? It's so much fun.
Having fun there, Padwin.
Yes, guess what?
What, Padwin?
I'm a mimic.
No.
So he just starts bouncing over to you. Perfect.
No, no.
I love to have all the responses that we've had from Padwin. This is the one where you just respond to it.
I just start like jumping around backwards, trying. I've lost myself. Oh, there I am. Trying not to get near this mimic.
Is the mimic Padwin sized?
Yes.
Can I pick up the mimic?
Pocket-sized mimic.
So So he gets to about there. So I'll get if you can give a dexterity saving throw or sleight of hand. Sorry, rather.
Sleight of hand. That is 20, not now.
Yeah, you're able to scoop him up.
I have scooped the mimic.
Hello.
At this point, I've held more fantastical creatures called Padwin than I have fantastical creatures not called Padwin.
Fantastic beasts and where to find them, but it's just Padwin.
Fantastic beasts and goddamn Padwin.
I have a tongue. Blah.
Where did he find the mimic to copy?
That's happened about 2 months ago. Whenever we went into a treasure trove, and every single treasure chest was a mimic, so you had plenty to sort of pick from. Guess what? Guess what?
What?
I can lick. Lick.
I'd appreciate if you didn't.
So George has basically brought in the snail guy. The snail guy is being strangely cooperative. But George is basically just bringing him in by his arms. The prisoner as instructed, sir. So Scott basically goes straight over to him and gives him a once over. So I take it this is one of your friends.
Friends is at least fun.
Yes, we're also friends with Frank. I use the term very loosely.
In that regard, yeah, we're all friends, yeah.
I guess it must fit anybody then.
Yeah, but in case it's like, yes, anybody. She gives Connor an evil look. So, what did you do to bring this guy out, as it were?
Well, last time I stabbed him with his javelin that I got from Baron.
Oh, you still have my javelin?
Of course.
I
I
like
also
javelins.
still have your grenades.
They still have...
His grenades.
I like grenades. I'll go get a grenade. Jump.
Nope. No.
Jump.
No.
Jump. Jump.
No.
Jump.
I'm not chasing him this time.
So he basically just holds out his hand for the spear.
Yeah, I'll give him the spear.
Whereabouts did you stab him?
I wasn't really paying that much attention, I'll be honest.
So at this point, the guy is starting to freak out a bit and is trying to struggle against bonds, and he's like, "Hold him."
I will,
Cast hold person?
Oh, that also works.
So you get over and see that you're ready to do it, and then she just casts whole person. It's like, "Oh, let's go sit back down then."
It's not.
You can still hold on if you want to feel useful. It just might mean, It only lasts a minute though, so we might need to be quick.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you put? It's been ages since you cast whole person on Infosy. What do we have to do?
That's a really good question. Wisdom saving throw of 14, I think.
Lovely. Failed.
Well, they are now paralyzed for a minute.
Okay, so he basically just freezes in the spot, and Scott basically just spins the spear around and stabs it into his abdomen. And there's the curious effect of a blinding light comes out from behind his eyes and just shines out, and you just hear this noise from him. And then he just collapses forward as Scott pulls the spear out. And there's no sign of any actual injury in him, there's no blood or anything like that. He's just collapsed onto the floor. Still exactly in the same pose that he was in before, but now horizontal. If you're going to ask anything, I suggest you're asking now.
Can you tell us anything about where you are, where you come from?
So the guy shakes his head and like shaking away the days, but you can see that he's trying to, but he can't simply because he's still got the whole person on him, and so he looks up at you. Oh wait a minute, can he talk because he's being held?
Let me just double check. It just says they are paralyzed for the duration. That's all it says.
Okay, so I'll therefore assume that you can. And just like,
Yeah.
you, I know you. You killed me. But wait, no, you didn't. You killed him, them.
A couple times.
Where am I? What have you done?
You're in Alpha Base.
Scott basically pulls them upright and is like, where were you? Where were you before this? He's like, I was in a cave. It was underwater. There was a waterfall. No. Was it underwater? I can't remember. It was so dark, so cold. And it came. It would look at me. So many eyes, and as it would look at me, everything would turn cold, even colder than before. My soul would turn to ice, and I would feel dead inside. And then I'd look at myself, and I'm standing with swords and shields and axes and bows and arrows. There's hundreds of me. He basically starts muttering to himself, just trying to make sense of what he's saying.
Where were you before the cave?
I was at home. My wife said she heard something at the front door. She went to check. Then door opened and everything. There was a light, a white light. So I heard her yell, and then I was in the cave.
Where is home?
It's in Northwick, but I live in a village to the south, like just outside the winter. I don't know what's. Oh no. Guys?
Oh,
Are you still there?
No, so he's basically just said, oh no, and then just sort of frozen on the spot.
Um.
And then so after a moment, he sort of, his eyes sort of glaze over, and then a third eye just opens in the centre of his head.
oh, nice.
And this eye is like flitting between each of you like really rapidly, and then you hear a very warped voice and like, you cannot stop my pets. And know this, Alphas, I am coming for you. And then there's a blinding light again, and you hear this guy screaming in agony. And by the time that the light disappears, he's just a broken husk on the floor. And like his eyes, his mouth, like pretty much every opening in his body has just been burnt black, and he's dead.
Oh god, that's brutal. I enjoyed it though. Shouldn't have pop up.
At which point,
Lovely welcoming.
No one else?
At which point, Padman comes back in. I found a grenade.
Too late for that, Padman.
But I have a grenade.
I don't think we need it.
Oh. Okay,
It's the pin in the grenade.
I don't know. And he starts hopping back. Well, that was interesting.
Well, went for it.
So, it seems you've had. Seems you've gained somebody's attention.
Yeah, really got targeted there, huh?
But still, watch your back. If this seems to be what we're. This seems to be the person that we're dealing with, or that we suspect that we're dealing with, that they can take over literally anybody in the world to be their latest pet. So watch yourselves. Literally anybody in the world could turn into one of these things and attack you.
Oh, nice.
There was a screenplay that was written a very, very long time ago. I believe it was called The Matrix.
No, I've never heard
Oh
of
my
it.
god.
I don't think I know that one.
Well, but if for whatever reason you're able to break through the fourth wall and you do appreciate it, then it's basically like that, where anybody could turn into one of these guys and be able to attack you at will.
Wonderful.
And who is your lead suspect on who this is? You said you think it's someone?
Well, it's a bit of a longer story. George, would you mind taking care of this? I would rather not get Ash on the upholstery, so if I could have some help carrying him.
Never had.
Okay, so between the two of you, I won't make you roll for it, so you basically just carry this guy out. But George sort of like lays him on the concrete and then gets a tablecloth and just covers him over. So Scott basically sort of goes over to the fireplace, and Hadwin is going to come back and 48. Anything done? Hey, Cleric, I'm a Gorgon.
Oh no.
So Scott basically goes over to the fireplace and is back in the day, back whenever the war was at its full height, there was a particular individual who thought that the main problem that we faced when fighting our enemies was a significant lack of manpower. The war effort was unpopular, to say the least, and the military was very much a volunteer force. Conscription was considered not even a last resort, it was considered to be political suicide, so nobody would do it. And so there was a person, well, I say person, but he was a beholder. You know those things, right? Guys?
Yep. I know what a beholder is, I think.
Can I get a nature check from all of you?
Oh, a nature check. Surely I have nature. Oh god.
Oh.
You're a ranger who doesn't have skills in nature.
14.
Is David properly gone, or
Yeah, power.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, for a ranger that's meant to have nature, I got a great 4 in total.
Yay, we match.
Yeah! God,
Okay.
I hate myself sometimes.
Best friends.
These dice hate me today. Damn.
Okay. Tordum doesn't know with her +5 to nature checks. Let's see if Kashan fared any better. It is +0 to nature. And a 19!
What? Oh my god.
Okay, so Alumba and Kashan know what Beholder is. The others don't, unfortunately. So, Alumba, would you like to describe what a Beholder is?
Would I? Would I ever? Do I know what a beholder is?
Right, so Scott basically just folds his arms and is like, a beholder is effectively a giant tentacled mass, and each of its tentacles has an eye attached to it. Each of those eyes can fire off a different type of magical beam. These creatures make refuge in various different places and are able to do some of the most extraordinary magics and sources of intellect. And this particular person had a very particular talent for mind control. Well, I say mind control. It's more. I suppose it's more of a soul control. These were creatures through magic, science, and a little bit of divine power. He was able to sort of break apart a soul, which I will say immediately is impossible, and then send that fragment of a soul into somebody else and force it to overcome his victim. We managed to stop him before his experiments got too far, and sent him to Esgaroth, because we knew if we sent him to hell, then he would be far too much of an asset to everyone that we opposed. So by the time that so we sent him to Esgaroth, where he wouldn't be any harm, but it seems that he was able to escape and has now started up his experiments again.
Sounds like a lovely guy.
Yes. Well, his name is Nakshik, so I suppose that sort of sums up his personality entirely.
Mm.
But all the same, be very careful. If they're able to find you, they will swarm you, and if what's dead guy over there says is true, they are looking for you now.
That's exactly what you want to hear, right?
We're basically celebrities, guys.
Yeah.
So it's tied to this. But so from what we've learned, though, everything's tied to this prison break in Escaro.
Yes, pretty much.
Well, if we busted out of prison, we could bust people back into prison.
Tom?
Well, for now, I think our priority is simply to find them and defeat them. If we send them back to Esgaroth while this Murad guy is still breaking them out, there's not really much point in finding them in the first place. So I'd say for now, do what you need to survive. Yeah, Marilla, can I get a dexterity saving throw from you, please?
Sure. Dexterity, you say? That's a wonderful 9.
Okay. So you, from behind you, you hear a da 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 da, and then the sound of Padwin charging towards you.
No,
And you're
I don't even move, yeah.
you're just able to step out of the way as he comes charging past you, da 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 da, and crashes straight into the sofa.
As I sidestep, I'm gonna say, do we think he could be near where the guy was from? You know, originally from Northwick and then south of Dewinter? Do we think it could be anywhere tied to that?
It's definitely a place to start. We didn't have any ideas of where to go. I mean, there is a series of caves near there, but very strange caves. So the laws of nature have no effect there. So it might be worth us having a look there, seeing if they've set up there at all.
Sounds interesting.
Could you remind us, when we found out about the different things happening in North Crescent, what was happening in Dewinter, or was that the one that had been like completely silent?
Okay, so Dewinter was the Wendigo.
The Wendigo, thank you.
Northwick was a serial killer. Aquavada was the water monsters. But nothing had been happening in New Asagard. At least, so as you could tell. You didn't know what was happening in Blue Moon Spire. But you didn't know what was happening in... I've forgotten place names now, bear with me. You didn't know what was happening in Minisopardus, but that has now come about as being the zombie apocalypse. Mossy Heston has been having a series of earthquakes, but Gwyntersport and Equitane are on the verge of war just after signing a peace treaty. Pines Reach you have heard literally nothing out of, which is really strange because Pines Reach is the is basically a massive trade hub for basically all the best lumber in the Clinging Isles. Atholorian, some sort of corruption is happening in the forest, and Dripsir started off as corruption in the shrines, but it's now turned into a full demonic invasion.
Wonderful.
Sounds very exciting.
So Scott basically relaxes a bit and goes over to Padwin, who's got his horn stuck in the sofa, and so basically pulls his hind legs and starts pulling him out. So now that this catastrophe with the werewolves is done, what are your plans? Do you still want to go to Minisopardus? Guys?
I'm open to anything, really.
Yeah, I guess.
We can, as long as we don't think it's going to take too much away from what is happening perhaps elsewhere.
Well, your original plan had been to go to Minisopardus because you've been hearing word that the zombie apocalypses that have been happening there are starting to spread to other areas as well.
True. We should probably stop that. An army of undead doesn't sound very good.
Just a bit.
They're not very nice, the undead.
I couldn't have guessed personally. From the whole undead factor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Oh, I'm not worried about the fact that you know, undead. Just, you know, undead.
Well, if that is the case, then we'll be... Me, Jason, Stick and Padwin will be leaving for New Asagard in about 3 days' time. You're more than welcome to come with us, and from there we can organise a passage for you to get to Minas Tirith.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah. Do we need to get any money out of our bank, or is it fine?
It probably would be a good idea, yes. But the banks don't recognise New Asagard, and by the time that you get to Minas Tirith, I'm not entirely sure the banks will accept their credit either.
Yeah, we might need to restock on a couple of bits as well.
That might be handy.
Well, if you're going to do that, then I suggest you do it quickly. But after the full moon, silver is going to be one of the most prized possessions in the entire world, so stocks of it are going to run out very quickly.
Okay. How long of a journey is it?
To New Asgard.
Yeah.
Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's about 50 miles from here to the coast, then 10 miles across the sea, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 55 miles to the village that we'll be going to, so about 100, just over 100 or so miles, about 3-4 day journey.
Okay.
Assuming we can get passage straight away, of course.
Of course, and then perhaps from New Asagard to Minas Tirith, how far is that?
I'll send you guys the map. So this is basically the village that you'll be going to. The one with the big house. So you're basically then... there's multiple ways that you can try and get there, but what Scott is suggesting is that from the village that you'll be going to, you then travel along the river, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles by river, and then sail down to the northernmost section. So that'll be 1, 2... Oh wait, no. I can use 0, can't I? So that's 35, 45... So 65 miles from New Asgard to Minas Tirith. And then travelling from that northern point, 35, 45, 60, 70 miles. So you got about 2 weeks worth of travelling ahead of you.
Okay.
So a lot of rations I'm gonna need.
I'm gonna go find a private one, and I would like to cast sending if that's okay.
Of course.
I've lost my spell sending.
Oh, I like sending.
go.
I like sending. I like sending.
No, Padwin. Hi, Grandad.
So there's
Headed your way soon.
So there's a bit of oh wait, so sorry, you're using sending as opposed to sending stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 words so far.
So, hi, Grandad. Headed your way soon. So that's 6 words.
Yep.
probably about 2 weeks.
10.
Hopefully get to see you soon.
15.
Would love to introduce you to friends. Love from Morella.
25 on the dot. And then you get a response. Put greetings, granddaughter. It gladdens me to hear you will be visiting, but it also fills me with dread. Be careful. I wish you Lyria's blessings. But Father Rianu Keeves.
Oh. I turn around with like tears in my eyes and going, like I've gone to like the corner over here or something. I just turn around and go, yeah, everyone can't wait to see us.
I can see you. I'm a skull. I don't have eyeballs. I don't have eyeballs.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway, you should be right, guys.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Everything's fine. They're very excited to see us, of course, and it'll be great. And I'll get to show you everywhere. And my grandfather is very excited, obviously, to meet everyone. And he definitely did not say it burns me to hear that we're visiting. Of course, that would be ridiculous.
Right.
Aya, come here.
Maybe the shopping trip is needed then, huh?
Yeah, let's go buy some incense.
Aya,
I
come
was going
here.
to say ice cream.
She gets ice cream if the store hasn't burnt down.
I like ice cream.
We'll get you some on the way back.
I don't have a neck, so it just goes out my mouth.
Well, maybe when you're back in cat form, you can have a little bit of ice cream.
I like ice cream.
Yeah, I'll get you some ice
What
cream.
is ice cream?
The pattern floats over to you and basically, ice cream is this gooey stuff that I put on my nose and then lick some more, and then lick some more, and then make a mess, and then I run away.
That doesn't sound like a good thing to eat.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, guys,
Does
do
that
you...
mean I can eat him?
Him who?
I'm gonna put 5 minutes in green.
I'm a skull.
I can still eat you.
Da! Run away! Run away! Run away! Fly away! Float away! I don't have paws to open this door.
I'm just gonna chase him. Yeah, you need your butt changed.
Is that what you say to pattern?
No. So the one that is still fighting this one.
Okay, so do you guys want to take your long rest?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good.
How the hell have you scratched your back up?
Okay. Long rest. Okay, so so you basically just like start chilling out, recovering your injuries, and go to bed. In Maria's case, you basically just start meditating. Jen joined you, and everyone else just sort of like all goes to bed as well. Clarissa and Scott seem to, so Katie and Scott seem to be quite energized. So, they stay awake. But Clarissa, but once everyone sort of disbands, basically goes outside and starts. Sorry, after a short nap, then goes outside and starts doing some magic stuff. By that point, Marilla, you've finished your long rest with your trance. So
I'll go creep outside.
okay.
I'm just gonna quietly try to do it as if I'm just going out to get some air, kind of thing, not 100% because Clarissa not there or anything.
So, but you can see that but Clarissa is legitimately trying to cast some sort of spell, and Connor basically has his arms wrapped around her. And not necessarily being inappropriate, but being hampering to her efforts.
I'm gonna just take a step forward and be like, "Oh, Clarissa, what are you up to? Do you need a hand to try and help her?"
But she's basically saying, "Yes, I can't do the spell while he's holding on to me like that." At which point Connor promptly lets go. So I didn't say stop. He then does a slight chuckle and wraps his arms around her again. So I'll just be a minute. This shouldn't take long. Can I get a perception check from you, please?
Yeah. Oh my god. Freaking finally, 21.
Okay, so you hear the door close and Scott is coming out. He walks just straight over to them. Is that okay? Any problems? At which point, Connor really does sort of like jump and releases Clarissa. Clarissa doesn't seem to sort of like react to this in any way. She basically just says, "It doesn't look like anything tried to break in here. The shield's pretty much intact. There's a couple of birds that crashed into it and exploded, but other than that, everything's fine. Which is why it's taking so long for the shield to come down."
Are you removing the shields?
Oh yes, we don't want to keep out for too long in case somebody notices that a random building in the middle of the street has been shielded and they start asking questions as to why.
Oh, that's fair.
So Scott basically gives you a slight look and then says, "Connor, can you give us a minute?" And Connor basically just shrugs and says, sure, and heads back inside. Yep. And Scott basically folds his arms. I believe we promised you an explanation, and to your credit, you've been more than patient with us.
Okay, it's been busy.
Yes, I mean, I understand that you have questions, so we can start there if you prefer.
You go ahead with just saying stuff, and if I think of anything, I'll ask.
Is that because you just want to hear the story, or because you can't remember where your questions were?
I just like to hear the story.
Well, to start off with, and he sort of just sits down on the grass. But Clarissa stays standing, basically with her hands out, clearly concentrating on the spell, but still sort of listening in. So, first off, we owe you an apology. What's happened to your parents and your family, that's entirely on us. When he lets out this really irritated sign, it's very complicated. To us, this happened a while ago, but for you, even longer, like almost a century ago. But when our war against the demons started, we went to Elysium to see if we could gain any assistance from people who have been imprisoned in Esgaroth. One such person was Clarissa's brother Lucifer, who we'd imprisoned there some time before. this just happened to occur as demons began to attack. And in the confusion, Lucifer was able to escape. And we assembled the team and we chased him down across pretty much every divine land that you can think of, ranging from Olympus to Asgard to Nilfenheim, even the Japanese place, which I can't even begin to try and pronounce. But eventually we thought we had him cornered in Asgard at the Bifrost Gate. But unfortunately he'd been reinforced by a number of his lieutenants. Lucifer went one way, and his lieutenants went another. Except their journey would take them back through time, not to another one of the realms. I suppose they thought that it would present us with a moral dilemma, but of course we went after them, so Lucifer. But the thing about time travel is that everything's sort of relative. They were only 30 seconds ahead of us, but in terms of time travel, that's equated to about 30 days. So by the time that we arrived, your hometown had been completely destroyed. And your parents had been killed. Quite by accident, we practically landed right on top of you. Just as you had attracted the attention of these lieutenants. We fought them and defeated them in the way that we normally do. And we brought you along. You were one of 6 children who had survived the entirety of the city. We didn't know what to do with you. We needed to get back, to make sure no universe-ending paradoxes occurred, but we didn't know what to do with you. So we took you to the sort of neighbouring village and brought you to the temple, where, quite coincidentally, it turned out that your grandfather was the Grand Master of the temple. We left you with him and then left. And Carpo behind us. And then whenever we sent our summons out, you were the one that answered. So, well, that's basically our input into your life, as it were.
And I guess for the most horrifying way, I'm grateful. I mean, I don't wish my parents dead, and I don't wish for all the harm and horror that has happened in the world, but I'm grateful I get to be here, trying to make the world a better place, and the temple is wonderful, but I never realized that that level of suffering going still existed, really. They did a good job protecting us there, but the real world's very different.
Well, if it helps, Heimdall destroyed the Bifrost after we returned, so no one was able to ever do that again.
It's good to know.
But, not wanting to sound like an arsehole, but we do unfortunately have some more serious problems to deal with.
Of course.
Your spirit guardian.
Yes, it never seems to end easily for me, does it, right now?
We haven't heard anything from Michael, but in all honesty, we rarely do. But if you get any contact from Mendil, then be sure to let us know straight away.
Oh, I will. I will get that news to you straight away, no matter the cost. I will get it to you.
Oh, good. Well, we should probably get on with our day, and again, I'm sorry for the pain that we've caused you.
Well, I don't blame you. It's not your fault. And I hope that you can find that forgiveness within you to think that you didn't cause it.
The Scott lets out a wry chuckle and is like, I'm not in this business for forgiveness. He then goes inside. And Chris basically just says that, don't mind him, he's normally quite grumpy after full moon.
I'm not surprised. I probably would be too. Thank you, Clarissa, for everything.
Still, but he's right. We owe you a debt, and if there's any way that if there's anything you need from us, then ask.
Well, for now I think it's to keep saving the world. You're doing pretty good at that.
She legitimately laughs at this, and you can see that her focus on the spell, just sort of slips up a little bit, and there's this ping noise coming from above you. So, yeah, we're clearly good at that.
We're better than some of the people we've met.
Yeah, I can
you've
see
got-
that.
We've got the interests of people at heart, and in trying to ensure that the whole world doesn't die. That's better than most of the people that we face. So, you're good.
Yeah, thank you for that. But, in all honesty, it's kind of in my interest to let the world end, but that's a story for another time.
Well, I won't ask then. I'm gonna go inside and just pray a little bit more. Shout if you need a drink or anything.
I'll come join you once I'm done here.
Okay. I'm just gonna go sit on the sofa and just close my eyes and just hold on to a gemstone and just contemplate everything I've heard.
Okay, so but as you enter, you can basically see that Casey is standing next to Connor with her arms folded, and Scott is basically just lounging in a chair, just watching this occur. Casey's basically just staring at him really, really intently. And Scott, get your girlfriend away from me. Alright, guys.
I can understand why you don't all get together. It'd be much easier.
Yeah, and Scott's like, yeah, Casey, why don't we do that exactly? And Casey just lets out this huff and storms off.
Oops. And then I close my eyes and go back to praying.
Okay, so after that time basically passes, and your long rest is now done. So, what would you guys now like to do?
I mean, do we still need to do the shopping thing? Because definitely getting bits and pieces needed for the 2-week endeavour is going to be heavily required.
And there's also the point of Torben's arm.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Definitely didn't forget all about that. No. Oh.
Yes, I have removed curse as well ready for Tordum.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so Torben, do you allow her to remove curse on your arm?
Sure, as long as I don't have to eat any weird foods, like ice cream.
No, it's just some incense and some gemstone. A couple of magical words.
I don't want to eat those, that don't sound tasty.
I'm just going to flip them on you.
Okay.
Padwin, come over here, Scott says, as you start this, and like, but I want to see the curse. So Padwin, come. He says, standing in. Padwin basically just floats over and just hovers above Scott's head.
I will cast
That wasn't weird at all.
remove cast. There it is.
Okay. I've never actually run a remove cast before. Do you have to roll anything for it?
At your touch, all casts affecting one creature or object end. If the object is a cast magic item, its cast remains, but the spell breaks. Its owner's it. Yeah, it just breaks it. It's gone. Boom. Bye bye.
Lovely. Okay, so
And it's instantaneous.
okay, so but you cast it on Torben's arm, like do all the sigils and Doctor Strangeness, basically comes out, appears, and but you cast it on the arm, and this black smoke basically just begins weaving itself around your arm, but coming from Torben's wound, and it twists itself up your arm, sort of then around your head, and then down your other arm, and then just shoots off out of the window. You just hear this eerie sound of a wolf howling before the black smoke just disappears into out the back door.
Huh.
And you're good as.
Yep, so Torben, you now no longer are infected with lycanthropy.
Do I know that's what I had?
Put Maria the two and two together.
Did she tell me?
No. So
So there you go.
You're
I
not
had
going to
a
be a
funky
werewolf.
black snake in my arm.
It means you were going to be a werewolf, but you're not anymore, so yay!
How does that work? Wolves eat lizards. Wait, no, what? Todd was going to say don't have a really
Well,
long
I
think
don't,
about
I
how
don't
this
know how
works.
biology works, but, yeah, you're not, yeah.
I'm not going to
Scary.
eat myself?
You are still yourself. You're just
Okay.
not a werewolf. Or a lycanthrope.
Scott, what did you do?
Scott basically said, "Don't look at me."
Well, you're a lycanthrope. What did you do?
It's got nothing to do with me. You got bit. I haven't bitten anybody. Well, no one human today, anyway.
Who did you bite then?
A couple of deer, squirrel, I think a hedgehog somewhere along the way. And as he says, he pulls out something from his teeth that looks suspiciously like a hedgehog pine.
Fair enough.
Alright, so now that you guys have done that, what would you like to do?
Is there anything left to do here?
We just need to go shopping, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick fourth wall break. You guys basically now have 3 days to kill before you basically have to leave for New Asgard. So during that time, you can do whatever you want. So you can restock, you can visit the bank, you can go do some jobs, just explore the surrounding area, whatever you want to do.
I'd probably help out with any like little things that I could help with in town or whatever, like with the houses if they needed like hauling or anything. I'd probably end up just doing that after the shopping.
Okay. So where would you like to go shopping then? There's the food market, the high street, the healer street, the smith street.
Let's go shopping.
There is also the situation with Kashan's brother, but I'll wait for David to come back before we
He has a power card.
jump into that.
Oh yeah.
I
remember
think
that.
maybe we ration. We take locals else.
Scott basically jumps in, and this is like, we are planning on taking our horses, yes.
Okay, so we might need to get a bit more horse food then.
Yeah, you'll probably need to go to the stables for that, but we can cover that, don't worry.
Yeah.
Just as long as Baldwin's happy to pull a card.
Of course.
It's always happy to pull the car.
Okay, so which market do you want to go to?
I'm not sure. I'll follow everyone else. I think.
Food market?
Food market sounds pretty good. We could get ice cream.
I don't know what although there's lots of dead werewolves everywhere.
I know, a bit odd. I wonder how that happened.
Are we just leaving the bodies there?
Well, you did, so that was...
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Yeah, you guys kind of just left all these dead werewolves and creatures just lying in the middle of the street. So,
Perhaps they killed each other. You never know. It might not have been us.
Can I walk over to one of the guards and go, "Hey, what happened here then?"
Sure. So Torben basically goes over to the guard and says, there was a werewolf attack during the night. This is why we call the guards for calling curfew. But have no fear, system. We bested the beasts, and you are safe now.
Did you really? How?
With spears, of course.
Yeah, that's why they look burnt. Yeah, so just want to walk away, shouting at the top of my voice.
Okay, so what are the rest of you going to do?
Don't know.
Have food.
Look for rations first and maybe get a snack.
Okay, so as you journey through the street, you can see that a number of the people assembled are all sort of like gathering around the broken bodies and beheaded corpse of the werewolves, and the guards are basically doing their best to keep the crowds back. Nobody really seems to be shopping. You can also see that the buildings that were destroyed have been roped off with literal posts with rope around them, and guards are standing outside them. You can also see that the shop owners are also standing outside, and they're arguing with the guards to try and get into their property.
What are you doing?
Who are you saying that to?
People trying to break into somewhere?
Yeah, which one? There's four.
The nearest one?
Okay, so you go over to the Minotaur, who's arguing with the guard.
What's going on? I'm going to do my best to make myself look like I'm a really important person.
Okay, give me a deception.
That was my deception. Ken's just gone further to the back. 12.
So the guard basically just tells you to move along, but the Minotaur is like, no, it's good that somebody's asking. Brigands broke into my shop and set it on fire last night. I swear, if I find whoever did this, I will string them by their necks and feast on their entrails myself.
Can I join you?
Why? Do you know who did this?
No, I just like the sound of that kind of food. You are aware the werewolves got burnt, right? And the guards claim they killed the werewolves.
Yeah, so it's clearly werewolf brigands that destroyed my shop.
But if they're burnt, if your shop's burnt and the werewolves are dead, maybe the guards killed them. Who said they killed them, burnt your shop. I love nobody stopping me doing this.
Okay, so give me persuasion, please.
It's not persuasion, it's logic. Why? Are we sure it's not like a performance or something? 12. 13, sorry, I forgot to +1.
Okay, so the Minotaur seems to appreciate your logic, and he turns to the guard and is like, "Yeah, that's right. If you really were here, then you know exactly what happened to my shop." And the guard at this point is stammering and is like, Captain, this gentleman wants to talk to you."
Let's hope I set that all up, and let's hope I've got the right character spell. Oh yeah, I do have remove curses. Just randomly turn up on my list. Definitely realised. Sod's law, I'm thinking of entirely the wrong character, and I just set myself up to yeah, stop screaming at me. No, it's mine. Oh, it might not be under that. It might be under that.
What are you looking for?
I'm an artificer. I have a certain. I should have a certain spell.
Which is?
No, for some reason, if I have artificer, I'm supposed to know mending, but I don't know mending so much. Okay, so I just set myself up for nothing, basically.
You're an artificer
Yes, I
initiate.
rounded it up. As I say, I think I've rounded it up my other character.
Okay, so now that you've set the Minotaur to arguing with the guard, what do you want to do now, guys?
No, well, I think everyone else has disappeared for a minute. Everyone's on be right back,
Okay,
apart from me.
alright then.
Oh, sorry, I'm back.
Okay,
Didn't want to interrupt, that's all.
so what do you guys
Well, I've just started a fight between the guard and the Minotaur, and nobody stopped me.
You had shit going. You was going great. Like, yeah. You did amazing.
No, the guards were claiming credit for our kill, and then the guy was like, "My shop's burned." It was like, "Well, the bodies are burned." So, you know, I don't really want to get blamed for burning a shop down.
Despite the fact that you were the one who did it.
Hey, the guards claim they won the glory for killing the werewolves. They can have the pain of destroying the buildings too.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do now?
I had intended to cast mending on the shop, by the way. That's what I was able to do.
Was this the food one that we went to? Because I was away for whatever was mentioned on what area we're at.
So this is the food market.
Oh, and there's the wolves here. Okay.
Yeah, I just used them to start an argument between the guard and a Minotaur.
Of course.
The guards were claiming credit, but then the Minotaur was complaining his shop was burned down by bandits. So I managed to point out the logic that the guards claimed to kill the werewolves who seemed to be killed burnt. And then his shop's burnt, so maybe it was the guards that also burnt down the shop.
You got a point. Is there any vendor that's like selling like ration looking stuff?
If you're basically asking for like a general store that sells rations, the answer is no. Basically, all of these shops seem to be. This is like an actual market, so every store is selling something very specific.
Okay.
The lady wants rations. Who sells rations? I'm just going to shout across the market.
Thanks.
This thing causes all of the market vendors then start shouting out like you do in the market, and it's like, "Yeah, I've got peas, I've got fish, I've got."
Anyone do any good deals for rations? And pointing out that guards are burning down people's shops.
Oh God.
I've got one shop burnt down over here, five for a pound.
Oh no. This is why we need Marilla back, like, pronto, just to be the reasoning goody two shoes.
What the hell's happening? I literally
Oh.
threw my headphones and I heard we need Marilla back.
I was going to stand on the
You
bucket
feel
and
how can
nothing.
We didn't do it.
Oh my god, what have you done?
I'm going to just point at Onyx and say she did it, jump off the bucket and go and hide under the bucket.
No, seriously guys, what have you done?
So, Totem has basically started a fight between the Minotaur and the guards.
Okay. No.
I made all the men shout out their wares and tell them it will.
Okay, I'm gonna walk on over. Where are you?
You gotta find
You're down
me.
there.
I'm hiding under a
Gonna
bucket.
gently, quickly walk
Wait, there's
over.
token I can hide behind.
You're past all the werewolves and
No, damn it, I need to overlay
Yeah.
the tokens.
I'm gonna go. I am gonna go. I should have thought about what I was gonna
Oh
do.
yes, I can hide. I found a token I can hide behind.
Wow, I have such good spells today that are really going to help in a situation like this. And it's a good job I'm really charismatic.
I had intended to go in and fix some of the damage, but unfortunately I got my character muddled up with another character, so my character couldn't do it, but I'd already set myself on the path, hence why it suddenly became an argument.
Okay.
So I was trying to fix it. I just fucked up by preparing the wrong character spell.
I'm gonna come over and casting always leads back to this, casting thaumaturgy.
Oh, not again.
I'm going to
Here's my bucket to
Okay,
stand on. I'm just going to put the bucket under Ray's
causing a
feet.
couple of like little like hands like in prayer form, a couple of little cute little blue sparks like wisps coming around me. And my eyes are gonna go slightly more like goldeny, as if I'm filled with radiance. And I'm gonna go, are they both, I don't want to presume their genders here, but are they both
yeah, both male.
male?
They're both male.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Cool. I don't want to presume. I'm gonna come over and go, gentlemen, it is a fine, is it morning or afternoon at this point?
Sort of afternoon.
It is a fine afternoon, and, I think instead of, right now discussing your feelings violently, perhaps we could try taking a step apart and talking about it. I find that helps a whole lot more.
I concur, sister.
Thank you. I just smile and just hold up my hands, like gesturing them to take and each and essentially therapize them.
Oh, I love therapizing people too, darling, especially from behind.
Thank you, brother friend. You are dismissed.
Alright, so can I get a persuasion with advantage from you, please?
Okay, that's really good. Persuasion, you say? That's a natural 19.
Yay! Hey, so the Minotaur stops arguing. So yes, I suppose, but I suppose I should just simply try to salvage my business. God,
Well,
will you let
perhaps
me?
we can help relate.
I did try, as I said, I thought I had the men's spell, so I was going to use the men's spell, but I don't have the men's spell. Well, wait, do I have some men?
Of course, any help you can provide will be graciously accepted.
Of course, and God, why perhaps did this occasion rise so quickly to violence? Was it because of lack of understanding or anger and frustration at past events?
Guys, don't look at me. He started it.
Of course. Deniability of their actions. Sir, I have mending. I could help patch it up a little bit. It might not do much, but it might help.
Well, I'll leave you to it. But I've got other places to be anyway. And at that point, he just starts walking off and patrolling the area.
So Morella has the spell that I always thought I had.
And then I'll cast mending.
I had intended to sort of distract them enough to like cast mending and go, oh look, the shop's fixed. There wasn't a problem. And walk away, but I realised I didn't have the spell, so I had to just leave them arguing.
You did a very good job, Tortum.
This is why Tordum doesn't help, because it never works when Tordum tries to help.
It normally doesn't work with pharmacology.
Okay, so mending. The spell repairs a single break or tear in an object that you touch.
What is wrecked on this building?
Everything.
What's going to help his business the most being fixed? He's a food vendor, right? So maybe his oven?
Yeah, I'm just gonna spend like 10 it takes a minute to cast it, so just like 10 minutes just going around and touching as much as I can to try and shake this up a little bit whilst the others go shopping.
Ow.
Would you mind mending this, darling?
I'm quite busy right now.
Okay, so while she's doing that for the next 10 minutes, what are the rest of you doing?
No, I'm angry with you. Don't you dare climb on my head. Somebody move me.
Onyx?
With me? Was there any reason someone wanted to go here?
To
Was
get
it like horse food?
To get rations and everything.
Okay. Oh god.
You can come to pie cake with Brain, that's what I'm doing. Wait, what?
That's not a cake you just patted, darling.
Oh, yes.
You know, I'm just gonna walk away immediately. Yep, nothing to worry about. Nope.
And as you do, you trip over the body of Tom Holland.
Oh god! Trying my best not to react like I totally didn't cause that to happen. Nope. Oh god.
Okay, so as you're walking through the market, you can basically see that this guy, who's a goblin, who's basically just standing on the stall, is basically selling anything green. So like apples, peas, basically vegetables, that sort of stuff. This guy is a fishmonger.
Okay.
This guy is basically selling large meats. This guy is selling raw chicken, and this guy is selling pork.
Stop.
Okay.
As you approach down here, you can see the two buildings that were destroyed by the events from last night.
Yes. No reaction at all from me. Like, I totally didn't know about this. Yes.
And then from the tents, you can basically see that this is a dwarf fast food vendor, and then this one is what looks to be an elven cake maker.
Ow. Oh my god.
Okay.
Does he make elven cakes, or is he just elven and makes normal cakes?
Sort of a combination of both. Maria's bought quite a few cakes from him before.
Yes, we've all had the cake.
Oh damn. Okay. I might get a cake at some point. I'll probably get like some apples and then some cakes just for some nice little treats for the road.
Okay, so we basically said about 14 days worth of journey. So, but if you're having 3 rations a day, that is like 42 rations that you would need.
That are
Okay.
very heavy.
But you are stopping off halfway through, so it's possible for you to basically get rations to go to New Asgard, then you can restock there and then make the journey down.
That's probably going to be best. Saves them all the hassle of like carrying a whole load of stuff.
Okay,
Okay.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 times 5. Yeah, so you would need. Yeah, so you would basically need the equivalent of about 4 days worth of rations. So that's 12 rations each.
I still have a few, so I might not need any.
I think I might have some too.
I currently have 7 of these. Do I have good
1 day of rations. I mean, worst comes to worst, I've got a bag of beans if anyone wants a child.
Oh no, because that's a good idea.
We're talking rations, yeah?
Yep.
I can't find mine.
They're in your barrel.
They're in my barrel. I have 7 rations. I have 7 rations. So that's 2 days?
Yeah.
And a half?
Yeah, 2 days and a breakfast. Basically, you need 3 rations a day.
Okay, so, and how many days do we need it for?
Um,
How many days travel are we doing?
had a little calculation. I just cleared it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So you're basically going to be travelling for 3.5 days. So round that up to 4, so you need about 12 rations.
Okay, I might as well buy another. I'll buy another 7.
Okay, so
And we have to take our money out of the bank.
right, so it depends on what sort of rations you want, because there isn't like a shop that specifically sells rations. You'll need to.
Meat is meat.
Okay, so you basically got pork, chicken, or large game meat.
Let's get game meat.
Okay, so that'll be this shop here.
I can't say I'm afraid my screen. What do you think? The one, square one at the top there?
Yep.
And it's just where my screen is, I've got names straight across at that point, so it's quite hard to see. And I can't move the map anymore to take them out of the way.
Okay, so you enter this sort of like tent area, and this building rather, and there's a Minotaur sitting across, so standing across from a chopping board, and
Hello.
he basically is chopping up what looks to be an entire goat.
How much for the goat?
The entire goat?
I don't know, just how much for a goat.
Well, like this. That's about 80 kilograms worth of. Sorry. That's about 18 to 20 kilograms of meat.
So that's
So,
Farrell.
Well, I'm legitimately looking this up as I'm. Well, if you want to be generous and give yourself an £8 steak, that's about 5 meals.
I'm not a big person, so I wouldn't be giving myself 5 pounds a day.
Suppose you could stretch out for 7 or 8.
Okay. So that would be as many as I want. How much for the goat?
Let's say 20 gold.
Okay. What other stuff have you got?
Well, I've got individual stakes here. You can buy them individually for 2 gold each, or I can do a multi-pack for 5 gold.
How many in a multi-pack?
3.
So I can pay you 10 gold for a goat, or 10 gold for 6 cakes. Have 10 gold and have a goat.
Alright then, so who's going to carry the goat?
I'm going to cut the goat up and carry it to the goat. They're my rashers.
Well, if you like, I can cut it out for you for an additional 2 gold.
Nope. Then I might as well just build the pre-cut steak. I'll butcher my own meat.
Very well, so you're just walking around with the goat over your shoulder?
No, I'm going to butcher it on his table.
I'm not going to allow you to do that.
Too late. I already done it. Ran out the door with my steaks.
It's going to take you time to cut it off. Because this isn't like a skinned goat, this is still like... He's literally just taken a literal goat off the hook and just given it to you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to Alpha Base, skin and cut my goat up.
Okay. So Torden's basically just carrying goat over her shoulder.
Do you do?
Of course.
Okay, so Kashan is going to go over to the dwarven hut and is going to buy 4 more. Basically enough meals from this dwarf person, which is basically just roasted meat, like drumsticks, etc. So he's then going to give over 2 gold for that. Right, so Onyx, where did you say you wanted to get your stuff from?
Gonna go for a mix of from the green goblin vendor and then also the elven cakes place.
Okay, so the goblin basically has these massive crates which are just filled with various fruits, vegetables, and beans. But basically everything here is green, as opposed to like there being a variety of stuff. Is that? Oh, a customer. Oh, goody. What can I interest you in? I've got peas. I've got apples. Got pears.
I think
I've got
apples is a
Skittles.
safe bet.
I've got
unless
Skittles.
someone's
I've
allergic.
got M&Ms.
M&Ms.
I've even got
Right.
some Thai green curry paste.
Wow. Quite a variety, sir. I think I'll stick with the apple, sir, if that's alright.
Alright, how many apples would you like?
Oh god. How many are there of us again in the squad?
5.
Cool.
Not including the alphas that you're going to be going with.
Go to Daddy.
Bye-bye.
Oh my god. I'll just go 15 apples for the time being, because I don't want to be overkill.
Okay, so... So 15 apples. Okay, so that's 3 apples a pound. Okay, so that's 5 gold.
Awesome. I'll hand that over to him immediately.
Okay, and he basically divvies them up into put 5 bags of 3 apples and hands them over.
Awesome. I'll take him. And let's just... I'll just put it in here. Is it? That's nothing. Okay.
Okay, so then you said you were going to go over to the cake shop.
Yes.
Okay, so
There it is.
so the tent itself is called Good for Your Elf.
I love it already.
Okay, so but it's a very, very neatly organised place. But if you sort of think of like what an ice cream court would basically look like, except in the containers are cakes. And they're basically organised like this patisserie Valerie.
Ooh, okay. Very fancy. I like it.
Greetings, my friend, greetings. But what may I interest you in?
Do you have any cakes that are good to like travel for a few days? Like, is it fruitcake and such?
Oh, all of my cakes are travel worthy. These are lembas cakes, you understand. They stay fresh for a very long time. Just one of these can count as a meal for in there. So, just one of these can count as a full meal: breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, wow. How expensive are they, may I ask?
Well, it basically works out that the more you buy, the better it gets. One cake itself is 5 copper, then 5 is no wait, sorry, can't read my own handwriting. Okay, so 5 cakes is 4 silver pieces, 10 for a gold, or 20 for 2 gold.
Do I have a storage is the issue?
You can holler if you need storage. I've got space. I've got 100 pounds. I can carry more. Twit twit, a bird flies over and tells you that.
And you just
Wow!
Crazy, right?
and you just hear Kashan just shout, "I have a beard!"
Oh. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about storage then. I'll go for the bulk of 20.
Excellent. What flavours would you like?
Oh gosh, I don't know anyone's preferences. I'll just go vanilla just to be on the safe side for everyone.
20 vanilla?
Yes, please.
You sure? I've got strawberry, chocolate, Rocky Road, cookie, white chocolate.
Rocky Road's been a good hit with everyone as well. Twit 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 twit.
Wow, all these tweets in life. I'll go 10 vanilla, 10 Rocky Road then.
Need to get off the Twitter phone, yeah?
I know.
Man, that sending stone's going mad in your hand right now.
There we go.
It's a Twitter stone, get it right. You've got the wrong one.
Sorry, of
It's
course,
the latest,
sorry.
it's the
Apologies,
latest,
my
the latest
God.
model of sending stone.
Alright. Olumbo, where you go?
Where am I going to go?
You're gonna get a goat.
Yeah, for your rations, where are you going to go?
Oh, does it particularly matter, or can I just go?
It's just down to your
Alright.
preference.
Hey?
It's just down to your preference.
Okay.
Jordan has a goat, but Onyx has apples and cake. Kashan has roast drumsticks.
Can you offer some fishes there? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, sure. So the fishmonger is casually just beheading fishes and pulling out their intestines. As you come in, the area just reeks of bad fish. And he's like, "Greetings, what can I get for you? I've got trout, mackerel, and some sea bass."
Are any of these fish still good? The smell is quite revolting.
Yeah, of course. But once you buy it, I can freshen it out for you. Give you some seasoning, as it were.
Oh yeah, let's bring on some sea salt on there with sound.
So what can I get for you, mate? Do you want trout, mackerel, sea bass?
Sushi.
Sea bass.
Right, so he basically pulls out a big sea bass thing from the, I will say, decking for some reason from the display, and do you want it with head on or head off?
Keep the head on, extra protein.
Alright, how many do you want?
Let's go with 9.
Alright, so he basically takes 9 sea bass. He raises his eyebrows at you a bit, but other than that, it's fine with it. And
How big are these fish?
about the size of someone's arm. Forearm, rather. So,
In proportion to a lumber.
yeah, probably about the size of his hand.
He would eat that for one meal, then, wouldn't he?
So he piles them on top of each other in sort of like 3 piles of 3. And he then waves his hand around and whispers something in Elven, in Elvish rather, and lets out these runes appear in the sky, and he flicks his hands, and this sort of sparkling powder just erupts over them, and the fish basically then start glowing each, and then they settle, and the smell is suddenly gone.
Oh.
He then wraps them up in paper and hands them over to you. Alright. That'll be 10 gold.
No problemo.
Alright, so you've got to deduct that from your inventory. Right, so you're all up to date food-wise. So what would you like to do now?
Bring on the adventure.
Does everyone have the right, what's the word? Does anyone need ammo or particular weapons or particular potions that might come handy? If you can grab them here.
Okay, at the moment I have healing kits and stuff.
Difficult.
I think I'm all good too, I think.
Well, you only managed to get half of your arrows whenever you
Oh yeah. Are they going to be really expensive now, though, aren't they? I'll have a look around for silver arrows and I guess see if it's worth the price of whatever they're going to be at the moment.
Okay. There is actually a silver guy in this area who's in Smith Street.
Oh, that's handy.
So
Awesome. I'll ping him a visit.
do I head there next?
If that's okay with everyone else, then yes, please.
Yeah, how's the building I was working on going?
Oh yeah, sorry. But yeah, so you've managed to build it up enough so that the oven is working. But then you managed to reassemble the table one of the pots so that he can light a fire underneath it. But one of his other pots is mysteriously missing.
Strange. I'll leave a donation of 10 gold as well. You know, just to help out.
Oh, thank you. If I manage to get my business up and running, you and your friends, you can have free helpings from me.
Can I go and check out what's going on behind this shop, by the way? Over here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This shop. Guys, look what I found.
Oh, goodness.
Oh no.
What have you found?
I found the escaped beam.
No.
I'm just gonna point
Oh my
behind the
god.
shop.
Oh.
Can I eat that?
Okay.
That escaped thing.
We
Okay.
definitely deal with that quite quickly. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Just to carefully run up.
Well, you could have it as a pet.
Can we tell everybody and see what happens?
Oh no. Please. Let's not panic everyone again.
Hey, look, everyone! Run! There's a snake! And it's gonna eat you all.
Do you actually shout this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm dragging the giant snake out from behind the building. Look what
So,
I found, people!
so this guy sees it and is like, snake!
Oh god.
And the panic just sort of spreads immediately and everyone starts running in every direction.
Well, this is multitasking to the extreme going on here.
Okay, so the snake doesn't seem to appreciate being dragged out by a tiny little lizard, so it's going to attempt to bite you against you.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm assuming that hits.
What do you want, my AC?
Yeah, 19.
16.
19 hits, yeah. Okay.
I think I somehow have a higher AC than a lumber.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
How? I
Mine's
don't
pretty
know.
low.
So that's 7. So you've taken 11 piercing damage.
Ow! That hurt. I just tried to make everyone go away.
Okay, so by this
Can I
time,
bitch slap the snake?
Marilla and Onyx have made their way over.
Wow, I'm so glad I've had really good spells today. Thanks,
Remember,
Mother.
control your beam.
Remember, do you come over as well?
Yeah, why not?
Ew.
Okay, so as you guys approach, you can I get perception checks from you, please?
Who, everyone?
Perception, yeah.
Marilla, I'll allow you to do medicine instead if you like.
Oh, please don't say I'm
medicine.
sick again. I've got a 5.
15.
Okay.
No.
For medicine.
Okay, you can see that this snake is really, really hard.
Oh, baby, I want to slowly approach it.
Oh
I just tried to
god.
scare everybody away with it. Didn't know I was going to hurt it.
No, you haven't hurt it, it's been hard.
No, but me pulling it out would more make people go away.
Okay, so Marilla, can I get an animal handling check from you, please?
Why do I even say these dumb things? Oh,
I was
no.
gonna say, you're not the ranger here. What are you doing?
That's an 18.
Oh, okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Back down. Back down. I'm on it. I don't say that. Marina would never say that.
They should just pull out a cowboy hat and start
Okay.
toothpicking you out.
No one can calm down, Officer Marina here.
I'm just holding over the snake's tail looking. What is going on? Make a decision, people!
And I'm gonna put my hands up and like, hey little guy, it's okay.
It's bigger.
Can I try and punch you up?
Just lets out this really angry hiss at you.
Can I keep it as a pet? I want it as a
It's
pet.
fine. Can I get closer to see if you're hurt badly?
And lets out another angry hiss, but doesn't actually do anything to.
Can I take a step forwards?
Yep.
Does it do anything?
It's still just glaring at you.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly reach into my bag and pull out a healing kit.
Yeah, it's
Like
hissing.
really slowly so it can
Do
see
you know
when
what?
I'm
I'm
doing
just
it.
going to hold out a goat leg.
And then he's taking another step forwards.
Okay, get an animal handling, please.
It's taking too long. I'm holding out a goat leg.
Don't fail me, dice. That's slightly worse. That is a 12.
Don't worry, Torden's trying to help.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Yay!
So 21 total.
Okay, so Torden has managed to distract it with the goat leg. So you're now
You owe
able
me a
to.
ration, people.
So you're now able to do whatever it is you're wanting to do.
Healing kit. Heal this little guy.
So you just go bandage up the snake.
Yeah. And we should try and take it back to the thing.
Sorry, I just threw a ball in the window and the cat went nuts.
Okay, so the snake is seeming is a little bit more zoned out now that you've injected it with drugs and stuff in your med kit. But then it starts getting a bit agitated again as a guard comes charging out with spearing hand. Oh, what's going on here? Ah, snake!
No. Oh, I'm gonna die. Can't figure out how much I heal with the healing kit again. Hang on.
Let me have a look.
Healing.
I think it specifically says
under.
under. Yeah, I think it specifically says under your healing feat as opposed to.
Yeah,
your...
that's where I just found it. Oh wow, that is 10 points of healing for the snake.
Okay. It does seem quite. It does seem a bit better, and it's not. You can see where it's curled up and being all defensive. It's now more at ease. So the guard has come charging over to his spear in hand and just screamed out "snake." So do you guys want to do anything before he does something stupid?
We can say it's our cousin Miguel who's stuck in a snake form.
Can we
My
just
pet
say
snake.
we've got this under control?
Okay, we can, and if not, it's our cousin Miguel.
Okay, well, I'm first gonna say
Can I sit
it's
on the snake
okay,
beside
don't
you?
attack it, it's only gonna make it angrier, and we've got this under control.
Okay, so can I get persuasion from you, please?
Yes, I am definitely the most persuasive one out of all of us. With my -1.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's nice than me! Yay!
Yeah, I'm very persuasive. Very charismatic, as you can tell. What did the dice say?
What does the dice say?
12. So not awful.
Okay, so
What does a 12 give me?
okay, so the guards. It's enough to make the guard falter, and is I didn't sign up to fight giant snakes anyway. He runs off.
Can I use
Nice.
my dirty 20 to just animal handling to just
Ooh.
up and ride the snake off and taking the snake back to base?
Well, it'll be enough for you to climb onto the snake's back and then not give a crap about you. But it's more interesting in the giant goat that you got slung over your shoulder.
Oh
I do like the
no.
carrot and the stick thing. You all owe me rations, and it takes me back to base, and then I'm chasing it. It's chased me with the goat.
Okay, so are you guys all on board with this?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have a pet snake now. Wow.
Yay!
How else do you want to deal with it? And I'm running with the goat.
Okay, so wait, so are you running with the goat or are you riding the snake?
Well, I'm kind of like bit both.
Okay, so
I'm riding it for as far, and then when it can reach, I'm going to jump off and run the rest of the way.
okay, so the snake is now chasing Torden. Where are you taking the
Chasing the
snake?
goat.
Where
I'm
are
taking
you-
it back to base.
Back to the alpha base.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
boy.
trying to open the door!
Go wrong.
Open the door! Open the door! Alright then, so this did not go as I planned at all.
Our shopping trips are amazing.
Wait, hang on. You should know as DM by now that you should never have plans because we will derail it, especially us.
Well, I did sort of appreciate that as by the time that we got to about 20 minutes before planning, I was like, everything that I've just planned is going to go completely to crap.
Right, I'm taking the giant snake in through the back of this door.
Through the back door, yeah?
Yeah.
So you brought the giant snake in to the
Oh,
horseman.
Well, where else am I going to put it?
Poor horses.
I don't know what my character's got.
Oh my god, Baldwin!
Hi! I'm just going to run in. Is that Clarissa in the garden?
Yes.
I found the magic bean.
What do you mean, magic bean? All of a sudden, the
Pointed at
snake
giant
just.
snake that I'm waving a goat at. I'm going to throw the goat leg, another goat leg in the corner over here to make the snake go over there.
Right, so the alicorn sees the snake and starts flapping its wings and manages to fly out of the way just on the edge of its. Luckily, Clarissa hadn't lowered the shield, so the alicorn just sort of floats up into the air and then bounces off the shield. Baldwin goes absolutely apeshit and runs away.
Oh god.
As sort of runs after Baldwin, trying to get Baldwin to calm down. All the other horses are quite chilled out by the fact there's a giant snake in their garden.
Well, I'm waving the goat leg at it. It needs to come against goat leg and sit still.
There's just like, why?
No!
Scott?
A lumber let it loose in the market to fight werewolves and
And me.
running loose. It was your magic bean!
Nah, see, play the bean.
So we didn't know what to do with it, so we brought it here. And everyone owes me rations. Just to point that out again, yeah? I lost my goat for this.
Buy another goat. That's fine.
It's a snake. It's a snake.
Oh
it's
my
a snake.
God.
Why
It's a
is
snake.
suddenly bigger
It's a
than
snake.
snake?
It's a snake. I'm a snake.
No, you
Okay.
can't have my goat too, Padwin. I don't have enough goat.
I'm a snake. I'm a snake. I'm a snake. I'm a snake. I'm a snake.
And Scott still didn't appear to deal with the snake.
Yeah, so Scott comes out and is immediately buffeted by Ast as she goes charging past and is like, what the hell is... Why is there a snake in the garden?
Do I have to repeat the story?
We've adopted a snake. This is our cousin Miguel now.
Oh my god. What is your obsession with Miguel?
It's a Teen Wolf reference!
Didn't get that either, but I was fully just ready to go for Miguel. Like,
It's a reference from the hit TV show.
I would not
Teen
question.
Wow.
I know nothing about this Teen Wolf, but Connor, get your ass out here. So Connor comes rushing out as soon as and sees the snake and sees all the alicorn, the Pegasus, and all the horses charging around. So surprisingly, this is actually quite normal for us. He immediately goes running after the alicorn.
Those poor horses. So now we have a pet snake.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually kill. Oh god.
Right. I think it's probably best if we leave it here, simply because I've got no idea how to proceed with this. So.
Maybe it turns back into a bean?
Yeah, so I'm going to need to have a severe think about this. So, yeah,
Oh boy.
see how we can reconvene next week in regards to this.
Yes, hopefully.
Good.
Oh boy. Miguel the snake. I can't. Why? Why? Couldn't call it something better, but no. Teen Wolf.
We can rename it.
No, it's Miguel now. Oh my god.
I'm
Are
really.
you so glad you joined this campaign, Sharon?
I'm just really.
Yeah.
Wait, none of you have speak with animals, do you?
Wait. Right. Hang on. Where's my character sheet? I literally just closed it. Oh no. There you go.
I can speak with the dead, so if we kill it, then I can.
Because that's so useful. I have Sylvan, apparently. So, it's a step forward.
Yeah, see, so not only are you going to adopt a giant snake, you're going to teach it as Sylvan.
Yep, apparently. Ah.
Yeah, what language does a snake actually speak?
Oh god.
None. Okay.
We'll be fine. We'll figure something out. We'll give it some, like, snake sign language if in doubt.
Okay, right, so with all this in mind, we'll bring the session to a close. Okay, so nobody mentioned a word of this to Dave, and he can basically come to here and go and figure out what's going on before the session starts.
Yes. Great idea.
Alright then. Have a good one, guys, and I'll touch base with you all over the weekend as to what we're doing.
Yes, hopefully see you next time. Thank you for the session.
Great. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah.